Yo, 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 what's up? This is John from J Generation, Roads in the Peach, capital of the state, baby. What's up? What's poppin'? Look, new flavor. Grapefruit and Blossom Spring Edition. We're gonna talk about oil changes here in a minute. I'm gonna let some people drop in. I need me one of them swing microphones. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, gather around for the party. Yeah, I seen a new flavor. We're gonna talk about oil changes. Man, I think I get later than you guys. I'm on the West Coast. I don't know. I don't know, Scoot. I know one thing. I do oil changes all week long. I gotta do three. Every how many you want to count. We're gonna do three. And I'm gonna stay live through all three of them so I can get some hours. But I'm gonna have to plug my phone up because apparently I didn't plug it up last night and it's down to 20%. That's from yesterday. But anyways, so we're gonna talk about oil changes. So if you do a lot of oil changes, what's up, 6'2"? I saw your video. Yeah, so we're gonna talk about it. So I got all the numbers. So I did the math, so you don't have to do it. All right. So if you go, I'm not talking about Walmart or nothing like that. I'm talking about AutoZone. I'm sure other stores like O'Reilly's or Advance, or they probably have some kind of something similar to that. But a lot of people say they buy their oil at Walmart because it's cheaper. But anyways, nevertheless. So this is for the guy. I mean, anybody can open a commercial account as long as you got the right paperwork, all right, and the right information. So this is for my guys like 84 Cuddy, 87 SS, Tulu TV, TJ Box Chevy. Let's see. I know those guys because they comment a lot. Scoot, I know he works for a company that does stuff like this. So, fortunate to come over. See, that's why I didn't say Scoot, because he changes, so he might have connections on the other end. So this is for like your DIY or you build on a budget or doing it on a budget or something like that, because if you do a lot of oil changes, and if for your own vehicles, I mean, you can grab a side hobby and just change oils in vehicles and make a little bit of money, you know, and have something to do. And then you're going to like, well, what am I going to do with all this wasted oil? All this waste oil? Well. If you start doing a lot of oil changes and you need to heat your shop, then you can get a oil recycle burner where you can burn your oil to heat your shop. So it's a win-win. So you're like, well, I don't want to change oil because then I have to go take all that oil to the recycle and stuff like that. You don't have to. So if you have a shop, right, and you're trying to find out a way to heat your shop, you can build yourself an oil burner. There's lots of videos on YouTube. You can take an old wood stove. You can find them online, marketplace. I have one because I want to build a smokehouse and hadn't got that far yet, a new smokehouse. So I have a wood stove. But you could take a wood stove, and it don't take that much to convert them over to burn oil, right? You can get the double stack 55-gallon barrel oil drums, like the oil heaters, Northern Tool sells them, stuff like that, and you don't have to burn wood. You could burn oil, and actually the way you do it, it's actually not really that bad. Gives off anything bad. I got sinus medicine. I started taking sinus medicine about a month ago because allergy seasons are coming. So what about the smell? I got a buddy that's got an oil burner, and like he bought one. What's up, Tulu? This is for you too, buddy. He bought an oil burner, and you go into his shop, and I mean, it's a whole lot nicer. And you can't smell it. It's just like a furnace. I mean, it's just like a oil furnace. It's just like an oil furnace. I mean, you might have a little bit of startup, like, you know, back in the day. Some people here still in North Carolina have oil furnaces, you know, heat their house. So, I'm glad 84 is here. Oh, I'm glad he's here. Don't go nowhere. So I'm going to show y'all this. I'm going to show you this right here. So this will be good for 84 Cuddy and Tulu, right? So you need to go to AutoZone. Check it, AutoZone. This is where this come from, AutoZone. Go to AutoZone, go to O'Reilly's, go to Advance, and ask them about opening a commercial account, all right? You don't have to tell them. Let me tell you this. You don't have to tell them everything. Don't tell them all your business. Just say, hey, look, I want to open up a commercial account, and the name of my shop is Tulu TV, or Tulu's Repair, or whatever. Or same thing for 84 Cuddy. Go into O'Reilly's or Advance or AutoZone and ask them, do they have a commercial account set up? And they said, yep. And you go, okay, they're gonna give you an application, say thank you, leave, fill out the application, take it back and drop it off. It don't matter if you're working in your backyard under a lean-to or you're doing it on a gravel driveway. It don't matter. As long as you fill out the paperwork right, commercial. Now, let me tell you how much commercial can save you just in an oil change, okay? So, they put oil on sale, right? So when they put oil on sale and you can't ring up oil, you cannot ring up oil under commercial account. It's just counter price, right? So when they do that sale, when they come out with their sales papers and they go, you get you get a jug of oil and an oil filter for $37.99, right? And you say, man, that's a great deal. And you're gonna go change your oil. Great. You change your oil every 3,000 to 5,000 miles, and you go from that. Okay, now, what happens when you have multiple vehicles of your own that you have to change oil, okay? Or what if somebody says, hey, 84, hey, Tulu, I want you to change my oil in my car. Cool, man, no problem. How much you charge me? I don't know. Let me go up to town, get the stuff, and come back. This is how you can make a little bit of paper in your pocket, all right? Set up a commercial account. So right here, I did the math for you, all right? So y'all listen. So my 2014 Silverado pickup truck, what's up, Ray? My 2014 Silverado pickup truck takes 8 quarts of oil and an oil filter. So if I was to buy a kit, one of those kits like at Walmart or O'Reilly's or whatever, it only comes in 5 quarts. The jug, 5 quarts, right? Then you have to buy the oil filter. Well, at Walmart, you don't get no combo oil, and you get it on the special. You get the oil and the filter for $37.99. I just checked today. Just say 40 bucks. I can get 5 quarts of oil and an oil filter. It takes 8. So if I buy individual quarts, they're $10 a quart. So if I buy 4 more quarts, that's $40 more. That's 80 bucks to change the oil in my truck. Now, if I buy 2 kits at $40, I get 10 quarts of oil and 2 filters. And I stack that filter up, and I got a couple quarts of oil left over. All right. The Trailblazer SS 6.0 LS2, true LS2, all aluminum, it takes 8 quarts of oil. So therefore, I have to buy 2 kits. So there's another $80. And I got 2 filters. The Trailblazer SS and the 2015 or 2014 Silverado pickup truck takes the same oil filter. So now I have 2 extra oil filters and I have a couple quarts of oil left over. All right? So that's $80. And I got 2 quarts of oil left over. All right? Now, I got to change the oil in my 2012 LTZ Cruze Turbo Limited. Okay? It holds 4.5 quarts of oil in an oil filter. So if I buy a kit for that, that's $40. Right? So if everybody's paying attention, so I got to buy 2 kits, $75, 2 more kits for $75, another kit for another $40. So I got 10, 20, 25 quarts. That comes up to $189, 7% sales tax. That's $224 that I just had to spend today to change the oil in 3 vehicles. Now, here's where we get to the good part. If you set up a commercial account, you can buy oil in the boxes. You can buy 6 gallons. You can buy 6 gallons of oil. 6 gallons of oil. If you have a commercial account, you can get it for $100. You can get 6 gallons for $100. That's 24 quarts. That's enough oil to change 3 vehicles. Now you got to buy the oil filter. Well, guess what? Here's the oil filter for the LTZ Cruze. $4. Another filter, 2 filters for the Trailblazer SS and 1 for the truck, $16. So now the oil change is $120 for 6 gallons of oil and 3 oil filters. If I would have bought it over the counter and bought 5 those kits, I would have spent $203.24. That comes up to be $8.15 per quart. If you buy it through commercial, you get it for $5 a quart. So I saved $78.28 by buying it through commercial versus buying it on counter. Make sense? So I'll show you right here. So let me fold this over so you can't see my information. All right, so if I buy 2 kits for the truck, that's 10 quarts of oil. It's let's say $78, $76. Then I have to buy 2 kits for the Trailblazer, which is $76. Then I have to buy a kit for the LTZ Cruze, which is $40. That comes up to be $189.95, 7% sales tax is $13. It comes up to be $203 to change the oil in 3 vehicles. Now, if you buy bulk oil without a commercial account, you're going to pay $179.43 for the oil, $13 sales tax, $192.93, which comes up to be $8 a quart if you don't have a commercial account. If you have a commercial account, you get it for $109. Then you got your oil filter. That's one of the Trailblazers. I already had this one. So $6, that's $124, divide all that. So that comes up to be $5 a quart going through commercial versus $8.12 going through counter price. So I hope I didn't confuse nobody. And I hope that helps somebody out. Now, Ray, you seen this one, right, Ray? You seen this one? But guess what? I was at the store. Depends on where you're from. I was at the store or I was at the stove. So I was at the stove and look what I found. New edition, spring. Springtime. Spring is around the corner. Springtime. Springtime. Grapefruit and blossoms. Yep. Wait a minute. Oh. I didn't do it right. Since we got a wine expert in here, Mr. Scoot, I didn't do that right. Let's start over. Let's rewind. Once you open it, you need to let it breathe. Gotta let it breathe, right? Gotta let it breathe. Let it breathe. Swoosh it around. Swoosh it around. Hold on a second. Y'all think I'm an old country bumpkin from sticks, but I got some etiquette. I got some etiquette. I can adapt. I'm like a chameleon. I can adapt to whatever situation I am. All right, we pop the top. Would you like to have some wine, sir? Yes, sir, I would like to have some. Fill up my goblet. Take it all in. Now, if I had some crackers and cheese, now that would do the chemistry to bring out the real flavors of everything, but I don't have no crackers and cheese. Gotta get my finger out there, my little pinky finger. Take it all in. Then we're gonna taste a little bit. Gotta make sure you gotta kick that pinky out with my ring finger on my pinky. That's how you do it at the taste winding. You don't drink the first drink. You spit it out. Then you get you a little bit of cheese. Oh yeah, that's divine. That's divine. So today, if y'all didn't know, today is 84 Cuddy's birthday. So Cuddy, I'm gonna count from 5 down, and you better hit the screen record, because I told you the other day on the live, I was gonna sing you happy birthday. Let me get my singing voice. Me, 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 me. Me, 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 me. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, buddy. Cut. End. Oh, me. I got a buddy every year calls me on my that I don't answer the phone. And he was in an island on a cruise with his wife, and he called me, and she's in the background, and he's leaving a message. And he's like, oh, no. She said, you can call him when you get back. He said, no, today's Jay's birthday. I'm going to call him and wish him a happy birthday. And when I get up on February 3rd to play get up and I get a voicemail, he's on there, and he's done it every year for like 15 years. He'll be like, me, 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 me. And he sings me happy birthday. He was on a cruise with his wife. Hey, TJ Box, you need to go back and watch everything about the oil change what I was telling you and save y'all some money. So I don't expect y'all to stay on here the whole time, but if you do, that's great. But today is Cody's birthday, and I hope he has a great day today. And if everybody else on here, if you let me know when your birthday is, I'll sing you happy birthday too. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. It's nice. We're gonna change the oil. First thing we're gonna change the oil in is the 2012 LTZ Cruze. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to set the camera up. I'm gonna set the camera up on this stand right here. I'm gonna go get the L. Yeah, I told you, man. I'm glad you on here. I'm glad you came on here because I told you I was gonna sing you happy birthday. So, like I said, I'm gonna set the camera up, and after that, I'll let my birthday be me. Now look, I could move this, move that, put the car on the lift and change the oil. But by the time I move this and this and this, I can just pull the car right up here, get the jack stands, and go lickety split. So like I said, I'm gonna set the camera up right here for you boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna go get the car. I'll be right back. Y'all hear them? Y'all hear them hawks? All right. This is my 2012 LTZ Cruze. I actually bought this car from my oldest son. I'm not a real big fan of white, but I bought this for him when he turned 18, and he's 20 now. So yeah, he's 20 now. I bought this when he was 18. When he graduated high school and went to college, I bought this car for him. And like I said, this is why I bought it. Look at the interior. Look at that right there. Limited. Turboed. So yeah, like I said, I'm not a big fan of white. Everything I got is black. But yeah. Yep. So I got to do a little bit of maintenance on this thing. So, but like my guy 87, I don't know how to pop the hood. You pull this, pops your hood. You reach up underneath here. You grab this right here. You push it over, raise the hood. Your rod holder goes right in there. Now, here's the crazy thing about these little Cruzes. The oil filter is right there. Right there is the oil filter, right there. And the type of oil filter that this little thing takes is one of them drop-in canisters. Hey, 87, I'm glad you on here, because at the beginning of this video, I was telling you that you need to go to AutoZone and set up a commercial account, because you can get 6 gallons of oil for $100 instead of having to buy. Because if I had to buy kits, I'd have to buy 2 kits for the Trailblazer SS, 2 kits for my pickup truck, and a kit for this. I'd end up spending $203 for oil. If you get a commercial account, I got everything I needed for $124. Yep, Malibu's the same. Yep, Malibu's the same. So here's the oil filter. Like I say, we're gonna change the oil in the Cruze this morning, the Trailblazer SS, which is a LS2 all aluminum 6.0, and we're gonna change it in the 2015, 2014. So here's the oil filter. Yep, if you, look, 87, you right. Tulu TV and 84 Cuddy and TJ Box needs to go set up a commercial account. Don't tell them everything. Just walk in there and say, hey, I want to set up a commercial account. They'll hand you the paperwork, walk out the door, fill out the paper, and be done with it. If you got, text me and I'll answer the question for you. They only need what they need. They only need to know what they need to know. So here is the cap, and this goes on the other side. So, like I said, I'm gonna set the camera up. We'll set the camera up, and we're gonna change this oil. Hey, 87 SS. I don't know if you're on here still, but I know you got some jack stands, and I showed this last night, but since you on here, 87, did you see it last night? I can't remember if I told you or not. If you got those little tabs on your jack stands, make sure you push them in. So you got jack stands, and you got these little tabs, right? What's that tab for? That tab, you're supposed to drive that tab in, and that's the safety lock for your jack stands. It's 56. So I'm gonna set this camera up. Y'all can stay with me if you want to. And we're gonna change some oil in this thing. I'm gonna raise it up. Raise it up. So, I'm gonna show y'all something. Hold on one second. And then I had to use a chisel and a punch to get it out. But nevertheless, them things don't supposed to go 15-minute oil change places. These TL, they be putting oil up there with the impact. And I have the car setting like this because the oil pan is on this side and the drain plug is on this side. So there's no need in jacking the whole car up in the front, and it's level like this, and then the ass end's down, right? So what that do is the oil will run to the back of the pan, and when you go to drain the oil out, you're not getting all the oil out because it's where the hole's at. I got a lift. Car ramps are dangerous, man. Car ramps will kill you. I've seen car ramps collapse on people. Justin, car ramps might work for you, buddy, but car ramps are dangerous. I don't use car ramps. I've seen car ramps collapse with people underneath them. There will be no car ramps here. I have a lift. I was just saying I'm doing this because I can do this faster than moving all this to get it on the lift. Plus, not everybody has a lift at their house, but they do have a floor jack or a jack and some jack stands. But me personally, I would not recommend car ramps. Car ramps are dangerous. The metal ones, the plastic ones, they're all dangerous. I've seen them collapse on somebody, and I will not suggest that because I do not recommend that. Also, when you're jacking a vehicle up, especially a unibody car, you see that right there? This is the jack point. See that little notch right there? That is where your jack is supposed to go. Your little, when you're changing your tire and stuff, right here. You put that little notch right there and you jack it up. When you're using a 4-post lift or a 2-post lift, this is the lift point. When you're using a floor jack, this is the lift point. Not here, not here, not on the floor pan, right here. This is the lift point. This is where you put the jack at and you jack it up, right there. And there's one at the back too. Also, a good thing you need to do is, where's it at? Where, oh, where are you tonight? Oh, I know where it's at. Okay, something else you need to invest in. Wheel chocks. I didn't do that first. Even though the emergency brake's pulled, you need to put a wheel chalk. My pinch wheels are bent. I go off the frame. These cars don't have frames. They're unibodies. So you're going off of the torque box. So I would still pick it up on the pinch wheel, even though it's bent. I would still pick it up there. I wouldn't pick it up on the torque box. The torque box is putting pressure on the floor pan and pushing it up. So that's just me. So I'm gonna go get the oil pan and get some tubes. Take the coat off. I'm pretty sure it's a 14 millimeter on the oil pan. Mazda 3. It's still a unibody. Mazda 3 is still a unibody. It's usually 13 or 14. Most Fords are 4. We'll see. No, Skip. Scoot. It looks like a 10, Scoot. It is, Scoot. It's a 10. Y'all remember righty tighty, lefty loosey, right? It's a 10 millimeter. And no, I don't wear gloves. I know 87 does. My hand sweats. I know your body's like a sponge, and every bit of that stuff's going to my liver, my kidneys, my pancreas. It's going to everything. So it is what it is. You know, my left, your left. My left or yours. So it's righty tighty, lefty loosey. Unless you're upside down, and then it's backwards because you're backwards. Now, some vehicles have, like for example, the 63 Impala. I went in the oil drain. The 63 Impala has true knockoffs on it. So they have spinners on it, and that's what. So one side's right side, one's the left side. So one's right side thread, one's left side threads. That's because of the rotation of the wheels. My company supplies all the gloves. I got gloves. I use gloves when I paint, but stuff like this, I don't know. Yep. So here it is. There it was. Here it is. And it is the famous 10 millimeter. All right. Famous 10 millimeter. My company supplies. So 10 millimeter. All right. So I probably should wear, oh, here's another trick. If you open the lid at the top, it lets airflow. Also, pick your jack stand up. I'll show you. Take your lid off so it creates a vacuum, you know, so it don't create a vacuum so it drains out. Also, don't leave your jack handle down because somebody walks by, they'll trip and fall over it. I'm gonna plug my phone up and then we're gonna go from there because like I said earlier, battery's getting down. Battery's getting weak. It's getting weak in the knees. So I just figured I'd bring y'all. I didn't even, it is. Ooh. Nasty. Welcome to my work. Did you see that thing? Tough to get in there. All right, so there's an O-ring. That O-ring goes right. Ring goes right. Good set of picks. I thought I heard somebody talking. On. Just like that. There's full filter. That little hole in there. See that little tab. Yeah, the other O-ring's not used. Don't hammer on it. Just snug it. It's plastic. It don't need to be. What are you playing, Justin? Hey, Justin, to add. Hey, Justin, to add your M3 up on the suspension in it. The suspension and all that stuff in. Is that what you're? You know, no, they ain't good. Four and a quarter quarts. All right, boys and girls, this is the fourth quart. And they had like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 quarts. And and then just fill it up to 6 quarts and walk off. Now, I will use brake clean to clean up any oil that I spilled. That's pretty good. All right. Like I say, I got a little bit, I spilled a little oil right there, plucking that out. And this is where the oil goes. Ah, it's backwards. See that right there? It's upside down. I guess it's always been upside down. I just never noticed it. Anyway, there's that. So anything yellow you need to pay attention to. Yellow, yellow, yellow. All right. I've already changed the air box filter. I changed it last time. So I'm gonna show y'all how to change the sensor light. I put a tarp down when I'm on the cushions. Yeah, that's a good idea. I'd lose my damn head if it wasn't attached to my skull. What do I do with the key? All right, so let me show you this. Most Chevrolets so when you go in here and change the oil thing, if you it should reset the. I know it does in my black truck. Y'all just going to bear with me. I don't drive this thing a lot, but enough to do any damn thing. I don't know, Scoop. I can't remember on this one. I'm gonna check the oil right quick. I know on my pickup truck, all I gotta do is just turn the key into the on position, pat the gas pedal 4 or 5 times, and it'll. Oh yeah, we're in good shape. It'll reset the clock. Might not do it because I got the hood up. Hold on, let's see. Let's see. Let's try that again. I should be able to go. All right, that's the radio. I think you're right, TJ. I think you're right on this. There it is. It's right there. So it's right here. Right there, you push that button right there. Push this to rock it up to yes. Yep, so right there. So you got to push menu, go through oil life, then hit the button on the end, right there. Do you want to reset? Then hit the rocker up, yes. Hold this button down. We're good to go now. We're good to go on that. So, 150. 150,000 miles. So at 153,000, I'll change oil again. I think it's 6,000. I think it's 5,000 with full synthetic and 3,000 with conventional, I think. All right, so I appreciate everybody riding with me on this one. I'm gonna keep on going. Stick around. I'm gonna go get the Trailblazer SS. That's where that thing got me last night, Scoot. Look, that sun gun tried to take me out. I'll be right back, and I'm gonna go get the Trailblazer SS. We're gonna do it too, and then we're gonna do the truck. Hey, Tulu. I got boots on today, baby. All right, boys and girls. This right here is my 2007 Trailblazer SS functional ram air hood. Yeah, I got a new filter for it. This is all aluminum 6.0 right here. I can't run the cover. On it because of the functional ram air hood. So the way this works, air comes in through here, goes through there, goes through here. Actually goes through there, comes through there. So I got a new air filter for it too. So this is my Trailblazer SS. Yes, sir. I wanted all black on black. So when I took it to the Chevrolet place, it had a recall on it. And they crunched the dang on oil. I don't know what they did with it. But anyways, nevertheless, yeah, I got a new one. I got a new one for it to replace it. I usually take it out and pressure wash it and clean it. But Scoot, to be honest with you, I don't know what. I didn't know what happened. All right. 87, let me give you a little tip. Let me give you a little tip on these Trailblazer SS's that most people don't know. If you don't know, but I don't know. So in 2006, they came out with a Trailblazer SS, but it had a 5.3 in it. The first models had a 5.3 in it. They didn't have the 6.0 in it. In 2007, they put the LS2 all aluminum Corvette engine in them, and they put the truck intake on it. It came in 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, and all-wheel drive. 2008, they did the same thing. They had 3 models. They had the SS1, SS2, and SS3 package. SS3 package was full everything. Leather, drop-down TVs, sunroof, heated mirrors, turn signal mirrors. It was all the whistles and bells, right? Then you got SS2, and then you got SS3. All right, SS3 was fully loaded, and it was the 8th VIN of the VIN that would tell you what it had, right? They only blue, they didn't make many in blue, in black and silver, or no, it was, no, blue and red. You get one all-wheel drive, get a 2-wheel drive, and this, when these things first come out, they was like 50 bands. And I just put Charlotte. This one got traded in 2009. Yeah, this one was a lease. Guy had leased it, traded it back in. Cloth interior. I wanted black on black. Cloth is a problem. The leather interior, that was four-wheel drive. I didn't want an all-wheel. This is why you don't want to get an all-wheel drive or a four-wheel drive. This is why I'm going to show you, because they're all the same, but I'm all-wheel drive and a four-wheel drive. Let me see if I can get underneath here and I'll show you. All right, big dog, you ready? You see that right there? You see that? That is the oil pan. See that? That is the oil pan. And on the four-wheel drives, and the all-wheel drive, guess what? The axle shaft from the spindle, right there, you see it in the middle of the screen? That's the spindle. But on four-wheel drives and all-wheel drives, the CV axle goes right through the oil pan. See the other side? See that pin on the other side? See that right there? That is the other spindle. So these engines are so big that GM had to put a hole in the oil pan. So the axle shaft runs through the oil pan, right? Yep. So now let me tell you what happens. Let me go in here so I can show you. So now what happens is this. You got the axle shaft that comes from the driver's side, and then they had a stub shaft that was in the middle. And those two stub shafts was held together with clips. And when you put that bitch in all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive and you did a hard launch, guess what happens? It would shear those teeth off, either the left side or the right side, but one side would still be connected to the other side. And guess what happens? That cross member shaft or that CV axle shaft is in like a $2 hole on pay night. And guess what it's doing? It's beating the hell out of that oil pan. And you busted the oil pan. The Trailblazer is the best way to go. I got a grandpa. Yeah, Trailblazers are nice. But this right here is a LS2 6.0, all aluminum. Makes like 550 horsepower. So this one here, I want to have the wheels redone because they're delaminating, but I found a company that can do them. So, but anyways, I just put a brand new alternator on it, and because I had an electrical issue, and I wish I could run the cover, but you can't run the cover because it gets in the way in this. But yeah, she will say. So here's something else. Guys. I know this guy up the street that he bought a Trailblazer SS that was wrecked, an all-wheel drive. And let me tell you what he did. I'll see if I can find some pictures and I'll send them to you. So he took a Trailblazer SS that was wrecked. He's got a 66 Chevrolet C10. This is what he did. He did a body swap. He cut the whole body off of the Trailblazer SS. He cut everything off, left the firewall and the floor pans. He cut everything out of the 66 C10, the firewall and the floor pans. He took and put the 66 C10 on the 2009 Trailblazer SS. And when you go, I'll send you pictures of it. When you go up to the truck, it looks like a 1966 Chevrolet pickup truck. When you open the door, it has all the interior, the dash, everything of the 2009 Trailblazer SS. And you can't even tell it. And it's all-wheel drive, and that son of a gun will flat-ass hurt your feelings. Here's something else, 87. In 2009, 2009 is the most sought after, 2009 is the most sought after Trailblazer SSs. And the reason why, they only made 600 and some units in 2009, and then they dropped it off the platform. So 2009, if you can get a 2009 two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, and you have found something, because they only made 600 units in 2009. So, but I would not get a four-wheel drive or an all-wheel drive because that front axle shaft stub goes through there. A lot of guys with four-wheel drives and all-wheel drives, they disable the four-wheel drive and all-wheel drive because that front axle shaft keeps tearing the engines out. So 2006, the first part of 2006, they made them with 5.7s, and then later on that year, they made them with the 6.0. 2007, 2008, they all had 6.0s, LS2s in them. And then in 2009, they only made 600 units, plus or minus. It was less than it was like 646 or something. It wasn't many in 2009. And then the wild colors, like the limited colors, I think I'd have to go back and look at my book, research, but I think it was like burgundy and blue was like the weird colors that people, whatever. So, but they flat ass roll. I had a chance to buy a burgundy one a few years ago. It had Texas Speed engine in it. It had an upgrade transmission. It was burgundy. It was SS3, had all leather and everything, but yeah, it was nasty. So anyway, let's change the oil on this one. Sorry. Empty my oil. Barely a speck of rust. Yep. So That's that, boys and girls. This thing gets 8 quarts. Oh yeah. Do you run the Silver? I do. I do. Both of these was, I cranked both of these and let these run before I started this video. Yeah, I do the same thing. I just didn't do it for the, I didn't do it for the video, but I did it before. But that is a good tip to let everybody know. Warm it up, 5-10 minutes. What's that, 3? Ain't that 3? 3 quarts. I think it holds like 8 and some change. But what I'll do is I'll put 8. I crank it up, let it run. Some people, if you can get to it, some people fill up the oil filter first and then put the oil filter on. But in this case, the way GM, there's a support bar underneath the oil filter, the distance of the oil filter. The distance of the oil filter. So you really can't fill up the oil filter with oil and then put the oil filter on. Here's another thing. When you're taking your oil filter off, make sure the O-ring ain't stuck to the block. I've seen in some situations where people go take the oil filter off and they're not paying attention and the O-ring is still stuck to the block and then they put the new oil filter on, which has a new O-ring. Now you got double stacked O-rings, and you think you got it tight. What happens is the old O-ring slips and creates a void where it opens, and then you start blowing oil out, and then that's no good. So make sure when you take the oil filter off, just run your finger across the block where the mating surface is at, and make sure there's the O-ring is not on there. You know what I'm saying? And I'll show you here. Anybody keeping count how many I got so far? I think this is 5. We'll check one more. We'll put one more. Then I'll check it. And then I'll show you the oil filter, what I'm talking about. So, got that Heineken, got that dark Guinness Ale. Don't do it, Jay. Let me show you. Right there, see the oil? See that ring? Make sure when you take the oil filter off, you got that ring with it. Because if you don't, and you put the other one on, you're gonna double stack it. And I promise you, you ain't gonna like it. Yeah, Tulu, this dark ale right here. I promise you. I promise you, you won't like it. I was at the pharmacy one day getting some sinus medicines. This guy was in there. He wanted to talk to the pharmacist. The pharmacist come up to him, and the guy was loud. I mean, he was loud. And, you know, not loud like disrespectful loud. He was just loud in general. And we're going to let that run a little bit and see, and then we're going to check it. And he had the pharmacist up there. And he wanted to talk to the pharmacist. And the pharmacist said, "What can I do for you?" And he said, "Farm?" He said, "I came up here the other day, a couple days ago." And he said, "I got my prescription so I could go to the bathroom." And he said, "Yeah." He said, "Man, I don't think that stuff works." He said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Well, the instruction says take one, and if you hadn't went to the bathroom in about 4 to 6 hours, take another one." He said, "I took another one." And he said, "And then I waited 4 or 5 hours again, and I took another one." And he said, "Doc, I ain't been to the bathroom yet." And he said, "Pharmacist?" The pharmacist said, "No, I'm not a doctor, I'm a pharmacist." He said, "Well, pharmacist, I hadn't went to the bathroom yet, and I done took 3 of them things, and I'm telling you right now, I tried to get the first one down." He said, "It was all I could do." He said, "I bet I drank a dang gallon of water." And he said, "The god-awful tasting thing I ever tasted in my life." And then I took the second one. He said, "When I took the third one, it was all I could do not to throw up." He said, "Man, I had to drink all." He said, "Man, them things," he said, "I'm not taking no more of them things. If you ain't got nothing else I can take to go to the bathroom, I guess I'm just gonna die." And the pharmacist sitting there looking at him and said, "You've took 3 of them?" He said, "Yeah, I've took 3 of them." He said, "Have you ever tried to take one of them things?" He said, "I took the first one." He said, "It was all I could do to get it down. And then I took the second one." And he said, and then I took the third one, and down there throwed up. He said, "And I ain't went to the bathroom yet, man." He said, "I ain't went to the bathroom in 2 weeks." And he said, "I got to have something to go to the bathroom." And the pharmacist said, You took these? He said, "Yeah." He said, "Sir, you ain't supposed to take them. You're supposed to stick them up your butt. They're suppositories." "You mean to tell me I ain't supposed to eat these things?" He says, "No." He said, they're got this Vaseline wax stuff on them to help you ease them up into your anus." Well, goddamn, no wonder I couldn't swallow the damn things, man. Them things are... So you telling me I go home and stick this up my butt? He said, "I ain't sticking that up my butt. I ain't doing it." He said, "Well, I don't have nothing else to give you. You ain't got nothing else I can take, whatever." And he goes, "We got some other stuff over here. You can get a prescription where you can mix and stuff in some water and drink some water, and it takes about 12 hours for it to take an effect." He said, "Yeah, yeah, don't give me no more of them things. I like to choke to death eating that. And dude, I like to die." I'm sitting up here going, he got to be lying, but I think he was telling the truth. And the reason why I think he was telling the truth, there's no man on this planet that could have told that story with that much conviction and that much of a straight face and not being paid to be an actor in Hollywood or TV, because he was 100% facts that he not took 1, not 2, but 3. That son of a gun swallowed 3 suppositories that you're supposed to stick up your to go to the bathroom. The shit that you hear in Walmart pharmacy, man. I swear. Let's go check some oil and see where we're at. See where we're at on the oil situation. And then when the pharmacist when he called me up there, because I had to get some I got some sinus medicine, and I had to talk to him about it. This is what I did. So the pharmacist said, "You got any questions about this?" And I said, "Yeah, I got one question." And he said, "What's that?" I said, "Am I supposed to eat this, or am I supposed to stick this up my ass?" And with all that is holy, he tried to keep a straight face professionally. And he looked at me, and he looked at me and he said, "Mr. Green, you are supposed to take these with at least 8 ounces of water, and you're supposed to take them orally." I said, "Okay, I just want to make sure." I didn't want to get confused, because I didn't want to try to shove one of these up my ass. And then I come back, and I ain't got no sniffing in the nose, but at least my ass ain't sneezing. And he just looked at me and he said, "Mr. Green, you have a good day." And I walked off. Just to be sure. I just want to make sure. That goes back to reading instructions. Like Scoot says, we don't read the damn instructions. We just go on with it. We just go on with it. Yes, sir, I'm full. She's full, boys and girls. She's full. So, 2 down, 1 to go. We got 1 more to do. We're gonna do the Trailblazer SS. We're gonna do the Chevy. Let me show y'all something. Yep. We're gonna do the pick 'em up truck next. And somebody's probably saying, "You didn't change that hour filter." Nope, I didn't, because it ain't in yet. I gotta go back and get it. But I will change it. I get some keys. I fixed it. Thanks, Tulu. This right here. If somebody's got tinted windows and you can't see in them, right? Can't see in them? Let me show you this trick. Take your camera, take your iPhone. You can take your iPhone and stick up to the window and you can see in. All right, so this right here, it's all blacked out windows, full tint. This one right here is the 5.3, which is the LT, direct injection. So this right here will make a good swap on something. This one I got true stainless exhaust, 3-inch exhaust, Cadillac delete, DOD delete. I'm actually gonna put another battery right here, put another battery. See this big air box? This thing right here cancels out a lot of noise. But what I'm thinking about doing is putting a cold air intake system on it. I'm thinking about building one, like building one on the 69 C or 68 C10. I'm thinking about just building one to come out over here and still use the air box, but get rid of all this. I don't know. We'll just have to see. We just have to see. All right, same concept. Pop the hood. I'm probably gonna have to jack this thing up. Oh yeah, when that girl run into me the other day, look, she busted my front valance and she dented my bumper. So the insurance company is coming tomorrow to look at it. I'm gonna replace the front spoiler and the rear bumper, but I don't know. I might have to jack this thing up a little bit because I don't know if I'll be able to get underneath it. Because this has got a 6.8 drop. It's got a 6.8 drop with airbags on the back. So when I tow my car hauler, I still can tow. Here's where this girl hit me. Y'all look at her right there. Look. Yeah, see where she hit me. So, and then I'm gonna wash everything. But I'm not gonna take y'all along for the ride when I wash everything, because I'm gonna have to wash everything. I'm gonna pressure wash this, clean this out, vacuum it out. I'm gonna clean the white car, wash it out, and I'm gonna clean the Trailblazer and wash it out. So I'm not gonna take y'all along on the ride for that. I'm just doing like Tulu, getting a little bit of contact hours, and we're gonna change some oil, and like I said, get those numbers up, and we'll go from there. Let me plug my phone back up, and we're gonna get to changing the oil and this big old bad thing right here. Oh yeah, something else I want to do. I need to get a starter for that 88 Chevrolet van and start driving it to go get parts and stop driving my truck and stop putting so many miles on it because the whole back floorboard is slammed full of tools and parts and all kinds of crap. So, nope, ain't gonna work. Let me go dump my oil and I'll be right back. Oh yeah, yeah, so I was sitting in the parking lot, and when she hit the back of it, it pushed the truck forward and hit it on the parking curb and snapped the piece in the front. Yeah, that's what happened. Hey, Scoot, you know something else I thought about last night? You know who hasn't been on here in a while? Adventures. He hasn't been on here in a while. Have you noticed him being on here? Because I hadn't seen him. Yeah, she hit me. I was parked in the parking lot. Oh yeah, she hit me. Tulu, I was sitting in the front seat getting out. I was sitting in the front seat getting out of the truck, and she backed across the parking lot and hit me. And when she hit me, she pushed the truck. She pushed it sideways and forward. She knocked the piss out of me. What's up, Elko? Yeah, yeah, she knocked the fire out of me. And then she tried to leave. I had to chase her down. So, but her insurance company, I got an estimate, and it was like $2,200 for the back bumper, labor, parts, and everything, something like that. And I submitted it, and her insurance company is sending an adjuster. He's coming tomorrow. His name is Gabriel, yeah. Said he'd be here in the morning at 8 o'clock to inspect, to inspect, to verify the damage, and go from there. So we'll see what happens on that. And then the kid that run off the road, and tore my gate up, their insurance company is being difficult. So I'm gonna call them back tomorrow, and I'm gonna give them one more try, and then I'm just gonna call my lawyer and let them handle it. Elko is a mod in another channel that I'm in. Yeah, Elko follows a lot of Tulu TV stuff. That's where I met him, on Tulu TV. So, like I said, we're letting the oil drain in this one just for a second. I was gonna catch up and see if I missed any comments. And then we'll go from there. Yeah, yeah, he's on Tulu's page a lot. That's where I met him at. Well, that's where I seen it, because Tulu has a on Friday nights, he does like a podcast kind of thing, where a bunch of people kind of get in and they have topics. Not this last time, but the last topic he had was emotionally stability and mental health in men, which was a pretty good skit. And then this past Friday, he had one. Yeah, he had one Friday that was kind of just open platform. So, all right, let's see if we can get the oil filter off. This one's a pain in the butt to get the oil filter. That's that, boys and girls. Third oil change. So I have to walk so far. Two down. Six to go. That's three. That's four. That's fine. Shirts. This is why I hate mechanic work. It's nasty. One more. Y'all hear them chickens? Hold on, let me catch up. Yeah, everybody enjoyed the last topic. Yep. Hey, to and is a great mod. Who you not? I'm trying to consider. I'm also a mom, mother, bro. Ray, it takes 2 hours to deal with it. 30 minutes to switch phones to him. Man, that's crazy, man. I just run through all them comments. Yeah, I hate mechanic work. Look, now I'll rotate my tires. because I'll take them up here. I'll take it up here to get rotated and balanced. All right. So I'll go up here and to my buddy's place. He owns the BP. Well, it used to be the BP, but it's not no more, but we still call it the BP. But I'll take it up there and let him rotate my tires, rotate and balance them, and, you know, help them out, you know, stuff like that. But I just don't like mechanic work. It's just, it's dirty, man, it's dirty. And plus, paint and oil don't mix. So, you know, I can't touch a lot of stuff in here once I change oil because of petroleum. And then got all the stuff to clean up. So, but nevertheless. So, I'm gonna try to do, maybe, I ain't gonna do it Friday because Tulu does it on Friday. So I don't wanna jam nobody up on that. So, that's like during the summer, you know, car shows and stuff. You know, I don't participate in car shows where you got to get trophies and stuff. Like the Run to the Sun, it's going to be trophy based, right? And let's be honest. I've been in this game a long time. When you get trophies involved, you get money involved. And when you get money involved, you get polished politics involved. And you get nepotism involved. If you don't know what that word is, look it up. It's a big word like mayonnaise. And we're all guilty of it. I'm guilty of it as too. I'm guilty of it. I'm guilty of nepotism. I'm guilty of it. Everybody's guilty of it. If you say you ain't, you a damn liar. But I don't like car shows where you have to pay an entry fee to win a trophy. And then you got all these vehicles here. And then the who's wins. It's polished politics. You can call it for whatever you want to. It's just like the Lone Star Throwdown, the LST, right? They only take so many people in. The entry fees get took up, bam, bam. There is people literally online bitching and complaining that they didn't win a trophy at LST. That's just one example. It's just one example. You know, there's a shop here that just won the Riddler Award and that's like the cream of the crop. And they're in Randleman, and congratulations to them. It's polished politics, man. It's polished politics. If you are a nobody and you come into this, let's say you was a nobody and you came into the scene and you kept everything quiet and you didn't know, and then all of a sudden, poof, you popped into the scene and you had the baddest thing since sliced bread. You probably ain't gonna win nothing because nobody knows you. You're an outsider. Just like car shows, you know. I would rather go to a car show like the C10 Revival, where it's all donation and the money goes to either the Ronald McDonald House or some other kind of charity. And it's just, there's no trophies, there's no giveaways, there's no classes, it's just trucks. It's just C10 trucks. And there was almost 5,000 trucks there this past October. So Tulu, 84 Cuddy, you boys, 87 SS, y'all need to ride down. It's Thursday, Friday, and Saturday in Denton, North Carolina at the Denton Farm Park. There'll be 3,000 pickup trucks there, all shapes and sizes, from your $1,000 truck to your $100,000 truck. And they raised $60-some thousand in 3 days for charity. There's vendors, there's food trucks, there's swap meet, there's all kinds of stuff there. That's stuff that I like to go to. Like the Run to the Sun, back in the day, I was all for it, and it used to be free. It used to be spectators was free to get in, and then they changed it. Now you got to pay to get in. It's like $20 to get in. It's like $25 a park. Hell, you done spent $50, you ain't even got in the place. And then you got to get there. So you're going to spend $100 to just get there. And then there's going to be a lot of vehicles there. There's going to be a lot of vehicles at Run to the Sun. There's going to be some nice ones. There's just going to be a lot of vehicles. But the winners at Run to the Sun, whoever wins the Run to the Sun this year, next year, their stuff, they used to. Whoever wins this year, your vehicle will be on the shirt next year. And I know people that's won it 3 or 4 times in a row. So how does somebody win the same show 3 or 4 times in a row if it ain't polished politics? You mean to tell me let's just say there's 5,000 vehicles there, right? Make it make sense to me. Let's say there's 5,000 vehicles there. And you won in 2023. And you won in 2024. You won 3 years back to back. It's just like the Super Bowl. You mean to tell me you won 7 Super Bowls back to back? You that good? And if you are, then my hat's off to you. But when you get money involved, the rules change. I don't care who you are. I don't care what game you play. When the money starts getting involved, rules change. Rules change. Rules change. I think it should be anonymous. Like if you're going to do something, I think it should be anonymous. Like if you're going to have a show, I don't know. I don't even know. It used to be like People's Choice, like where the spectators vote. There's a guy here that has a little show, he has a little local show, and it's spectators get a vote, right? So everybody that comes in, they don't want it votes. Well, if you get 50 of your friends to show up and go vote, you got 50. So I just don't like car shows like that. It's polished politics. I think it should be for fun. I think it should be for charity. I think it should be for a good time. I think it should be for let's just hang out and just enjoy the car culture. And if you want to raise some money for a good cause. And make sure it's a good cause. Some causes ain't good. Some of them are not so good. Some are so good. But if you're going to have a show or something or an event where all the money's got donated to, I want to have another thing for my son's scholarship, Forever 6 scholarship. I'm trying to figure out how to do it and where to have it at. But I'd like to have like a car cruise in or some kind of thing where people just come in and man, we have some barbecue and we cook out and just have some music and have some cars, trucks, motorcycles, whatever you build, just bring it and just come and just have a day and have a festival day and have a donation box there where if you want to donate $1, donate $1. If you want to donate $10, donate $10. If you don't want to donate nothing, don't donate nothing. That would be something that I like to participate in, where the money goes to help something, to something. But anyways, that's all I got. So we've been on here for an hour and 150 minutes. So I appreciate every single one of you. I know it wasn't a lot of stuff going on, changing oil. I know it's boring. You mean to tell me the Super Bowl? I don't watch sports, Zipperhead. I don't watch sports. Too much money involved. Too much money. Like Tulu, he's an Eagles fan, and I told him, he had a Super Bowl thing, and if sports is your thing, it's great. I don't think somebody should be paid $150 million to play 5 years of ball. Baseball, softball, basketball, soccer, hockey, foosball, whatever it is. I'm not against it. I mean, if you can get it, get it. I just don't see the logic in that. I mean, that's where money's involved. So it goes back to money, all right? Goes back to money. So whoever has the most investment is going to win. I mean, one team, see, Tulu? Now we're talking. So there's great athletes. I'm not taking that away from them. There's great athletes. But when you pay a player, golf, soccer, baseball, boxing, whatever, when you're paying somebody a $300 million contract to play ball, right? And you're paying, including myself, service members, $30,000 a year, so you can make $300 million. Make that make sense to me. You see what I'm saying? It don't compute. It don't compute in my brain. So our service members, men and women that are, and here's something else that's crazy. So my son is in the computers. Like he just told me yesterday he's ranked 20 in the world in this game that he plays. And he's like, I'm trying to get to number 1, blah, blah, blah. So let's think about that. You're ranked 20 in the world in this game. This company sends you stuff to beta test before everybody else gets it, right? And he gets paid for it, right? He gets paid for it. 20 in the world. He was in here yesterday in the shop telling me, he's like, Dad, I'm in the top 20 in this game, blah, 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 blah. And I said, that's pretty damn impressive. Yeah, but I'm trying to get to number 1. And I said, yeah, that's what your brother is. Your brother's beating himself up and because he's trying to get valedictorian, and everybody's like 0.2 of a point of being number 1. So their GPA is like 5.5, 5.5. It's like everybody, there's like 15 people in the number 1 spot for the valedictorian, and everybody's like 5.5 and some change, 5.5 and some change, 5.5 and some change, 5.5. So you got 15 people that are like a hundredths of a tenth of each other of being number 1. So out of a class of, 500. So there's 15 people competing for first place, but you got 500 people in the class. That's pretty damn impressive. I don't care what side of the road you're standing on. So I told my older son, I said, I said, there's 6.8 billion people in the world, and you're in the top 20? And he said, yeah. That's how many's playing. There's like 3 million people that play this game. There's like 3 million, like 2.6 million users. So there's 3 million people in this game, and you in the top 20. Yeah, pretty damn impressive. So what I'm telling about computers and games and monies and stuff, he flies, he's got his drones license, he's got all this stuff in computer and writing program and software and all that stuff. The military has been trying to scoop him up. And computer people, CNC CAD and programmers, they're trying to scoop him up to run drones and stuff on stateside when the drones will be deployed. And this is what the military says. The military says that gamers that do gaming stuff have better eye and hand coordination than average people because they've spent so much time doing this. Their eye to hand combination is very far superior than ours when we was playing Donkey Kong and Atari and Mario Brothers and Gran Turismo and stuff like that. They are doing multiple stuff. I mean, my kid has got he bought his own computer with his own money. So he's got this insane gaming console, like insane, right? And he uses it for school too. It's water cooled. I mean, it's just crazy. So you go in there, and he only plays a certain amount of time of the day. He don't play all the time because I don't let him. But he goes in there a certain part of the time of the day, and you got this damn monitor that's wrapped around, and you look like you in the top secret of Area 51 in there. And as my tablet is, you can hear me first. So they're trying to scoop him up because, hand and eye and coordination, stuff like that. So I got a buddy that retired from the military, and he done drones and stuff. And he was the one with the controller on his arm, where he called in the drones. They made a movie about it. So my buddy was one of those, and he retired. He retired for 6 months and went right back to the military doing the exact same thing, and he's stationed out of Fort Bragg. And he's making 10 times more money now as a private contractor than he did when he was enlisted or commissioned, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to call it. That doesn't make no sense to me. So we pay our service members, including myself, we pay us pennies on the dollar. But when you flip over and go to private sector, it's like the rules change on the money spectrum. And I don't understand. Somebody needs to explain that to me. And he makes 10 times more money now, not enlisted or commissioned as a private contractor versus when he was enlisted. Makes no sense to me. So for anybody, yeah, it's crazy, Tulu. So I got a buddy that his son just went to the Army. He went to jump school, then he went to Oklahoma. He's leaving Oklahoma, and he did his contract. So he left here. He done all of his training. He went to Oklahoma to do drones. He's the one that's going to run, he's going to do the drones and stuff. And then when he leaves there, he's going to Germany or Italy, and then he's coming back. Somebody that was there, and I've always said this too, somebody there said that if he'd have went to college and got a 2-year degree straight out of high, well, see, now, my oldest son, when he graduated 18, he had 2 degrees. He had 2 degrees when he graduated high school. So he had his high school diploma, and he had 2 degrees because he took early college. Then he's in college. So he's going to get a bachelor's when he gets out of college. My 16-year-old, he's already in college. He has his high school diploma, and he's working on his. So when he graduated at 16, he had 2 associate's degrees through college. Now he's enrolled in college, and he's working on his bachelor's, and he just turned 17. So I was telling my buddy that his son went in the Army. I said, if your kid, we've been friends for 30-some years. I said, if he would have got a OS school, officer school, and went commission side, then done the exact same job that he wants to do, he'd have been paid would be going in as an E4. So he went in as an E4. He just left Oklahoma. Well, he's in Oklahoma. No. To Germany. And then I think he's getting promoted here in the next little bit to E5. And then he's going to stay over there for 2 years, and then he's going to come back, and he's going to work at Fort Bragg for the remaining part of his time. He's only going to do 4 years. Once he gets out, then he's going to highway patrol school because he wants to be a highway patrolman. That is his plan, but that don't mean that's where your plan's going to end up at. But he's into drones and computers and stuff like that. So my oldest son, he's been offered jobs to work for computer companies and, CAD and software and stuff, making $50, $60 an hour at 20 years old. And they told him he could work from home. Like, he could work from home from private. So that makes me think I need to build another shop and put his little ass in a damn building and his own office and let him run his computer stuff. They just run fiber optic out here last week to the end of the road, put him on fiber optic and let him work from home and do his own little thing and just stack his money because, hell, he ain't got no bills. That's what you need to do. He ain't got no bills. So we try to want our kids to do better than we do and make better decisions than we do, but we want our kids to make their own decisions. So my suggestion to my kids is, look, You don't have to have it all figured out at 20 years old. There's some people at 50 years old. There's people at 50 years old that ain't got it figured out. Every day is class day. Every day is class day. But, I don't know. But anyways, boys and girls, been on here too. I want to be a cop before I failed psychology because I got PTSD. Got out of there. That's what I'm saying, Scoot. Look, we have a plan that we want to do, and then, sometimes our plan detours. I mean, look at me. I mean, I've worked for some of the best shops in the world. I teach at the college. I haven't taught in a little while because enrollment's down, so I hope that comes up. I went from full-time to part-time. When my son died in 2019, when my little boy died in 2019, that changed my whole perspective. My whole outlook on stuff changed. Like, I was fixing to buy, at the time, I was about to buy some property in town. I was this close to signing the paperwork to build a 15,000 square foot shop. I was going to have a showroom. I was going to have a classroom. I was about to go asshole deep to a giraffe in debt. I mean, asshole debt, because I wanted to go big. I wanted to go big. I mean, I wanted to have the badassest team on the planet. I wanted to have a classroom area where I could teach classes, because I teach classes here twice a year. I wanted to have a showroom. I wanted to have a merchandise room. I wanted to have a common room where we could have parties and stuff. Oh yeah, I done had all the paperwork filled out. I done had all the grants. I mean, I was about this close to being asshole deep to a giraffe and up to my neck in debt. And then life changed. So I'm content right here where I'm at. So if I need more room, I'll build on here. What's up, Jonathan? Where you been, big dog? Look, everybody, Jonathan's here. Yes, Scoop. My whole career was, I knew I was going to the Navy. I knew I was going to kicking indoors. I knew I was doing that. I knew I was doing that from, and then later in my career, took a different path, and things changed, and here me is. Cats. All right, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I've been on here for 163 minutes. I appreciate everybody's been here. We almost to 3,000 subscribers. I think I'm like 160 from 3,000. We changed the oil in the LTZ Cruze, the Trailblazer SS, and the 2014 Silverado truck. I know it's probably not a lot what everybody want to see, but I am going to go ahead and end this one right here, and I'm going to wash everything up. It sure would be very nice at a shop. I'm sure it would have been a very successful shop. You do amazing work. Chris, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I wanted to build all right, the land is still available. The guy that owns the land, he's still willing to sell it to me, but, I mean, it's dead smack in town. I mean, I could build a 15,000 square foot facility. And I mean, you think about it, 15,000 square foot facility. Dude, that would be crazy. That's a game changer. But you'd have to be married to the game. And hell, I'm married to the game right now, and I'm where I'm at. But I'm content. I'm content. We always want more. And that's human nature, I mean, I'm already thinking in my brain of adding on over here and adding over there and doing this and changing the whole shop in here and doing this and doing that and changing that. But I'm where I'm at, you know what I mean? I'm not going nowhere else, I'm not leaving, Somebody asked me, I had a company reach out to me one day last week, wanted to buy my place. And they said, they said, we're in the area, you know, we're buying property and blah, 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 and we seen your stuff from the satellite and blah, blah, and you got a very nice place and this and that, and blah. Would you be willing to sell it? And I said, sell my place? And they said, yeah. I said, sure. I said, really? I said, yeah, I'd be willing to sell it. You'd be willing to sell your place? I said, I sure would. Well, what would you take for it? $100 million. That's after taxes. She said, excuse me? I said, $100 million. And she looked at me and she said, $100 million? I said, yeah, I didn't stutter. $100 million. And she says, are we talking about the same property? I said, yes, ma'am. $100 million. Do you know what it appraised for? I said, I don't give a shit what it appraised for. Get that pen? 100 million after taxes. So you figured out what the taxes are. You add that into the price. You bring me $100 million in 5, 10s, and 20s, and we'll talk. And she just laughed, and I said, I'm not laughing. And she's like, Mr. Green, are you being serious? I said, it's a damn heart attack. And she said, why is that? I said, because my 6-year-old son died in there on my living room floor, and that's where I'm going to die. So I'm not going nowhere. And she said, oh, I'm so sorry. You have a good day. She hangs up the phone. So, yeah, Richard, no sale price. 5, 10s, and 20s. Non-sequential bills. Yeah, 5, 10s, and 20s. Non-sequential bills. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. Hey, so let me tell you this one more thing. So I know this guy, he's an older guy. He's probably in his late 60s, probably in his 70s now. It's got to be close to his 70s. Let me tell you this little story about him. Story time for Jay. Y'all want to hear another story? So this is what he did. He started a company many, many moons ago. He run that company all the way up until, I don't know, about 10 years ago, I guess. This company come in to buy his company. And it was a bigger company that done exactly what he did, but they wanted to buy his company and his clientele base, which his clientele base is massive, right? He's in the gas business, right? So this is what he did. He decided that he wanted to sell his company, right? He decided he wanted to sell his company. This company come in, they offered him a price for his company. Now, this is what they don't teach you in school, and this is why you have to be educated. Like big word, like mayonnaise. So this is where you have to be educated, right? So he figured up everything that he owed, everything. Land, building, trucks, everything. He figured every bit of that up, right? Then he figured out what his company was worth, how much money he'd made over the years, how much money he was going to make, and how much money he was going to potentially make. Because he's had customers loyal for 30-some years, and he's adding more customers every day, right? So he came up with another number, and he added those numbers together, and he submitted it. Back and forth, they negotiated. They finally came to an agreement, and he sold his company. Now, let me tell you what he did. Now, if he sold his company, then he's going to have to produce that he's got capital gains, right? Capital gains and sales tax and all, you know, all this other stuff. Let me tell you what he did. You can't be mad at the game. You got to follow the rules. And if you don't know the rules, you can't play the game. And if you can't play the game, you can't be mad at another man playing the game and winning the game when you don't even know what the rules are. So if you don't know what the rules are, you can't bitch and complain. Just sit down and let the big boys play, okay? So this is what he did. He figured up how much money he owed on all of his equipment, his tools, everything, and he come up with a number. And he told them that he would accept their offer in 4 payments. And they said, okay, 4 payments. So the first payment he got, the first check that he got, paid all of his expense off. Credit cards, debts, everything. Wiped it completely clean. Paid everything. So all that money, didn't have to pay taxes on it because it went to had to pay all of his overhead, all of his bills, everything. That first check paid everything. That first check got him completely out of debt. So he didn't have to pay taxes on it because it was an overhead price. You know, it paid his overhead. So 0 taxes on that first. No more debt for the company. Now, he's still running the company. He's still making money because they've not finished the sale, right? The second check come in the next part of time. That second check he took, he started and he made a trust. He made a holdings company. The second check to pay him for his business went to that holdings company. And since that check went to the holdings company, he had to pay no taxes. Paid zero taxes. So now he set up this holdings trust company for the second check. He's still running his company, still making money, still making payroll, but he don't have no debt because he paid that all off for the first check. The third check came in, went to the holdings company, right? The third check came in and went to holdings company. Didn't have to pay taxes on none of that. The fourth check was busted up into 2 payments. One payment went to stocks and bonds and stuff like that. Don't have to pay taxes on that. And the second part of the fourth check was gifts to his children and their children, as in gifts into trust funds for them, and he didn't have to pay taxes on that. So he sold his whole company and his assets and his client base for 4 checks, right? The first check paid his debt, didn't have to pay tax on it. The second check went into a holdings company. The third check, all the way down through the process. The name of the company, I'm not going to say it because you can Google it and find it. So the name of the company, his children, his oldest children, not his grandchildren, his oldest children, they get a percentage off of that trust fund every 90 days. And the trust fund never goes away because where it's at, and his children get a percentage of a dividend check every 90 days off, and they have their own businesses too, so they make money too. So, and then he gets a dividend check every 90 days, and then he went and started another company. And that's how money stays money. That's how old money turns into old money, and older money stays into older money because you put it in a trust in a holdings company. Like Morgan Freeman said, in 3 generations, most people are broke, and then when people get money in 3 generations, they're rich again, and then they're broke again. If you don't do it the way you're supposed to do it and put it into a trust where you pull dividends off of it, then you'll always be broke. But usually, family wealth rotates every 3 generations. But the way this man set it up, and if he's got it where it stays where it is, it won't never go nowhere. It'll just keep growing as long as we're here, like the families in India and Saudi Arabia and Dubai and stuff like that. You know, they'll never go broke because the way they got it set up. So that's a little interesting on that. So, and when you see him, he's still driving around in a busted old pickup truck, still wears old busted ass clothes. It looks like he ain't got 2 red nickels rubbed together, and the son gun got more money than Carter got liver pills. And I'm telling you, he's stacked, packed, and racked, but he's got money coming everywhere. But you look at him, and he just don't look like he's got nothing. And that is what we all need to strive to be. So, all right, boys and girls, I appreciate every single one of you, and get ready for these. And this ain't gonna talk. I appreciate everybody, man. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the share button. Everybody have a great day. Hope you turn your clocks back and didn't get all day. And remember, I appreciate you. Remember I said, boys and girls, don't worry about the man up the road or down the road. Sweep off your own front porch before sweeping off anybody else. Put God first, let loose and drag, peace on chin, grace, I'm out.